Okay, true story. So I'm out just the other day at one of the wineries here in Temecula with a group of friends, and we ended up running into another big group of friends that showed up after we got there. So we ended up sort of pushing a bunch of tables and chairs together, and we all had a great time in a big group. So during this time, I had two separate conversations with two different people about dating. Now, one conversation was with a female friend of mine who's close to my age, and another conversation was with this guy in about his mid-20s. I want to talk about each of these scenarios and these conversations because they're both valid, but they also kind of shine a big spotlight on what's going on today in this dating market. Now, first, let me unpack the conversation I had with the young man in his 20s, because this is very common across the board right now with young guys and also older guys. It's kind of funny how the whole conversation started, at least me being included in this conversation, because he was sitting sort of across the way from me, and he was talking to a couple other women who I also know as part of the friend group. And they were like, oh my God, you have to tell John. Like, John knows what he's doing. So I ended up chatting with him, and his situation was basically this. He was out with a lady friend, female friend. Now, it was a friend situation. They were hanging out somewhere doing something, and they ended up going to get food, and he paid the bill. So his question to me was, like, was that an actual date? He was kind of confused, and he didn't know if she liked him back the way he likes her. So my thing to him, and this all gets back to communication, and we're going to cover that throughout this whole video. So I said, look, dude, like, the only way you're gonna know if she's interested in you is to make it very clear that you want to take her out on an actual date. So he got on his phone, and I think I just told him, like, listen, like, I had a great time the other day. I would love to see you again, and I want to take you out on an actual date. So he gets out his phone and he starts to text her, but he doesn't send a message. He says, is this okay? And it was basically something like, I had a great time the other day. I would love to take you out again, just the two of us. Let me know when you're available and if you want me to make a plan. No. So I told him, like, listen, you need to be the man with the plan, not in a controlling, weird way. So we chatted about that a little bit, and he reformatted his message to basically what I told him to say. I said, listen, I had a great time the other day. I would love to see you again. I would love to take you out on an actual date, just the two of us. I'm available this weekend. If you would like to meet up, let me know your availability so that I can make a plan. So he loved it. He sent that message, and all the other ladies that were kind of listening in to the conversation agreed that it was the right thing to do. You can't be the man with the plan and basically say, hey, on Wednesday, I'm making dinner reservations for us. We're going. It doesn't really work that way. You've got to figure out, number one, is she interested? That's the purpose of the whole text in the first place. What's your availability? Let me know so that I can make a plan for us. That's kind of how that works. And I know that it comes from a good place, because a lot of guys would be like, I don't know, babe, like, what do you want for dinner? What do you want to do this weekend? It comes from a good place because we want our women to be happy, right? I get that. But if they have to make the decisions all the time, they're going to start resenting you. It is your job as a man to make the plan. Now, bear with me here. I'm going to circle back to all of this, but I think a lot of this has to do with confidence and experience. So the experience part comes from putting in the reps, and the confidence part comes from having success while you're putting in those reps. Confidence is basically earned success through experience. But again, here's where confidence can be an issue, and that's the lack of confidence in the bedroom. This is bigger than you might even realize, because think about this. If you're having ED issues and you're out somewhere and you start connecting with a woman and things are moving along pretty quickly, you might be apprehensive now about asking her to come over because you don't know if you'll be able to perform. So now it's all in your head, which just makes everything worse. So here's something that you should know. Most ED treatments only target one thing: blood flow. They completely ignore the other half of the equation, which is your brain. But gentlemen, today's sponsor, Rougiette Ready, handles both. If you've ever taken a pill, right, like maybe like an hour early, just in case, but you still ended up in your head anyway, There's a reason for that. It's because you're not getting the most out of your ED treatment. Rougiette Ready can fix that. Rougiette is a sublingual, okay? So this can start working in as little as 15 minutes. And that's because Rougiette dissolves under your tongue. It doesn't have to go through your entire digestive system, so you're not sitting around waiting. You're ready when you are. And more importantly, you're ready when she is. This can also last up to 36 hours. That's right. One dose can cover the entire weekend. No second dose. And you can also go multiple rounds if you want to, all from one sublingual. And here's where the brain part comes in, right? So Rougiette Ready includes this ingredient called apomorphine, which targets the brain's arousal pathway, not only blood flow. That's how you're able to have confidence in the moment. The whole thing is handled online, right? There's a quick medical questionnaire, a board-certified physician review, and your prescription will ship right to your door. No in-person visit and no pharmacy. So listen, if your current approach isn't getting you harder, faster, and lasting longer, I think it's worth the 5 minutes to see if Rougiette Ready is right for you. Go to rougiette.com/fashion or just use code FASHION at checkout to get 15% off. Gentlemen, the link is in the description. Okay, let me talk about the other conversation I had with my female friend. Now, once again, like I mentioned earlier, she's about early 50s. She's retired. She's got money in the bank. She's attractive, and I've known her for probably 5 or 6 years now. She's having a hard time finding men her age that will show initiative. Now, I don't think she has a problem finding dates, but she does seem to have a problem with their level of interest, at least from her perspective. Okay, so let me sort of briefly walk through the last 2 guys that she's been talking to. And also, listen here, for the record, I'm not saying anything here that I didn't say to her in person just the other day. So I'm not saying anything here that's out of pocket. Okay, so guy number 1, where do I start? So guy number 1, she's gone out with a few times. He apparently has an issue with planning things. So what she says he'll do now is she won't hear from him for a number of days, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he will be like, hey, what did she say? He said that, hey, I've got 100 bottles of wine in my house, and I need to start opening some of these really good bottles. Why don't you come over? Here's my address. And so her perspective on this is a little bit interesting, and I did tell her that she was projecting, but we'll get to that later. She feels like an option, right? Her thing was, he probably had some plans that canceled, and I'm like the consolation prize. I'm the person who's supposed to be sitting at home with nothing to do, hoping that you'll text me and ask me to come over. And so my comment back to her was, that's a bit of a reach. Like, how did you get there from him wanting to be spontaneous? And again, gentlemen, this all gets back to communication. So my thing to her was like, okay, well, he's showing interest, right? He wants to see you. He probably wants to sleep with you. That's why he's asking you to come over. But he's interested and he wants to see you. Okay, let's check that box. He's a spontaneous guy. That's what that sounds like to me. He doesn't know how she responds to that, right? She's more of a planner. She wants to make a plan. She wants to have like, okay, next Friday we're going to go out, or I can come over on Friday and we can make dinner and drink one of your fancy bottles of wine. That's what she's looking for. That's her dating communication style. He's coming at it out of left field like, hey, I want to be spontaneous and fun. This is where the communication happens. So I told her, I said, you need to have a chat with him and basically say that, I whatever she needs to say. Basically, I have a hard time doing things last minute. I'm a busy gal, which she really is. She is a very, very busy woman. It's hard to do things last minute for her. So she needs to have that conversation with him, and that's what I told her. The other part of this equation, now this is what I was really trying to communicate with her, is her projection of what he must think of her. Basically, he must think, this is according to her, he must think that I'm sitting at home with nothing to do, with no plans, with no friends, and he's gonna just text me out of the blue and come up with the plan, hey, come over for dinner and let's have a bottle of wine, like she has nothing better to do. It's like, I have a plan now. And so when she was explaining that to me, that projection, I told her that's a bit of a reach. Like, how did you get there? But here's the other part of that. The other part of that is this, and it's a communication style. When she was explaining that to me about her projection that, oh my God, he must think I'm sitting at home and I'm in San Diego a lot. I've got a bunch of friends. I'm doing these dinner events and I'm not sitting around. I have a lot of things to do. And when she was communicating that to me, I was like, that's a bit aggressive and you sound angry. And I stopped her and I said, there's two ways to say what you just said. If you're going to communicate that message to him, you need to be a little bit softer. Here's the other way to say what she said, because she said it very sort of jaded. I've got a full social calendar. It's hard for me to do things last minute. I do a lot of events in San Diego. I do a lot of events here in Temecula. I have a lot of friends. We do lunches and wine tastings, and I just have a lot going on. So now it's difficult for me to do the last minute spontaneous thing. Granted, I love being spontaneous, but it's a little bit difficult for me to do the spontaneous thing. What would be easier for me is if we can make a plan for a few days in advance. Isn't that a little bit better? Isn't that easier to swallow? In my opinion, it is. And it's not hard to do. It's just communicating, because I don't know that they know each other really well yet. They're still learning each other and each other's communication styles. So why not put it out there now? It's like, hey, the spontaneous thing doesn't work for me. Like, this works for me. Anyway, let's move on to guy number 2. This will go a lot faster. Okay, so guy number 2 is the Instagram heart guy. So this is the guy that's been in her Instagram for quite a while, and he likes all of her posts, and he likes her reels, and he likes her stories, but he doesn't comment or do anything or say anything. I think they may have gone out once or twice or something, but he'll just sit there and just like all of her stuff. And so I think he finally sent her a DM, and it was a video, maybe an Instagram reel or a story where she was out doing this like really cool lunch at one of the wineries. And he was like, hey, when are you going to invite me out to one of your fancy lunches at the winery? And she was like, what? And I totally support and agree with her reaction to this guy. Like, what the hell, dude? Come on. Here's the deal. And this is just going to be just a broadcast message out to anybody who's listening who is still here at this point. If you like someone, if you've met, maybe they're single, you're single, you know them through a social circle of some sort or through some friends, and you're on each other's Instagrams, maybe you like each other's stuff. If you're interested, say something. Say so. Don't be like, hey, when are you going to invite me out? That's not her job. That's your job. I don't know. You're the one that pops in the DM and says, hey, that place looks amazing. I'd love to take you there. I'd like you to maybe show me around. That looks fantastic. I'd love to take you. Let's go together. The bottom line is it's not that hard. If it's a no, then it's a no, and now you know, and you can dismiss that person and move on to the next one. Rejection isn't as big of a deal as you might think it is. At least it's not for me. It's not that big of a deal. I'm all for shooting my shot. I'm good now. I'm in a solid relationship, and I'm very, very happy. It didn't get there from me being soft. It got there from me shooting my shot and asking for the phone number, and it worked. Anyway, you guys, I hope that was interesting and maybe even a little bit entertaining. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know it was a little bit different, but I wanted to come on here and just sort of be real and share some real life stories. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I hope to see you in the next one.